Alright, so I drive a 2016 Volkswagen Jetta. And I just want to make a quick video and tell you 5 things that I like about my Jetta. These aren't going to be in any particular order, so there aren't really things that are more important to me than others, I would say. The first thing that I really like is the steering wheel in the Jetta. So I've actually got the base model, and even the steering wheel in the base model is pretty cool. It shares some Audi-like characteristics. It's relatively flat bottom. I don't think it's as aggressive as a race car's flat bottom, but it's got some good shape to it. The notches for the grip, those are actually pretty aggressive. At least they're there. It makes it feel more sporty. I think the sport steering wheel and the GLI or the GTI, those have some serious grip to them, really good notches. So it looks like a really beefy wheel. But this one's pretty good. For my own steering wheel here, I've actually got a custom wrap that I hand stitched onto it. Wasn't the most fun 4 hours of my life, but now that it's done, it's really worth it. The stock steering wheel was okay, just because the plastic of it, it didn't feel that comfortable. It almost kind of felt hard after long car rides. But with this leather wrap on it, I actually enjoy it a lot. It gives it more grip as well because I've got bigger hands. But yeah, I really like the steering wheel. It makes it really fun to drive. The next thing that I like is the engine in this car. So considering this is the base Jetta, it has the kind of new, it's new to America I think, 1.4T engine. It makes 150 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque, or somewhere in that figure. Because of the engine, this car doesn't really feel like it's just an economy car for commuting. Volkswagen did a really good job of making this feel like it's not just for riding on the highway. You can have fun around the city with it, as opposed to its competitors like the Corolla or the Honda Civic. And I know the Civic has a turbo engine now, but it's not a base engine. The base engines of most of the other brands are just naturally aspirated, so they're literally meant to just get you around. The Jetta here has some nice little pull around the city. Once you get up into 4,000, 5,000 RPMs, the power is pretty much gone, I'll have to be honest. The turbo spools up at about 2,000 to 4,000 RPMs, so it's a lot of fun when you're going around a turn or you're going at a stoplight and you just hit the gas a little bit. You get a nice punch. The torque number in this is the same as the 1.8T, so it has a little less power throughout the entire band, but the torquiness still feels the same. The next thing that I like is the stereo system in this car. There's no good way to explain how good it is through a camera because the camera can only pick up so much audio. It won't do it any justice, but take my word for it, the speaker system in this thing is awesome. The sound is really crisp for just having 4 speakers in this. It may have something to do with the size of the car, but I don't care. I enjoy listening to music in this, and it's really good at every single level of sound too. If you have it quiet, it sounds just about as good as if you have it really loud. Another thing that I like is the seats in this thing. I'm not gonna say they're sporty. The Jetta Sport and the GLI definitely have sportier seats than these, but these are extremely comfortable, and they actually have pretty decent side bolstering to keep you in place if you want to drive more spiritedly. If you end up going on a back road and you're taking turns and carving a little bit, it'll hold you in place. I think it's a little bit bigger in order to suit all body sizes instead of like Recaros that just hug you in place and nobody can move, and if you're a little overweight, it's going to be really uncomfortable. These are very accommodating seats, and they're really comfortable for long rides. I guess the only gripe I have about them is on the base model, you don't really get great lumbar support, but that's changed in every other trim above it. And lastly, one thing that I really like about this car is the gear shifter. So this car is actually an automatic, and I know it sounds weird that I like the gear shifter in it a lot, but it's got a really nice shape to it, and it just seems like it glides through all the different gears that you can choose from. The release tab has a really nice spring to it with a good weight, and it really feels like you're kind of cutting through butter with a knife as you're going down from park to drive or to sport mode and over to the Tiptronic. I guess that could tie into it as well. I really like the Tiptronic mode on this thing. It basically feels like it's a manual transmission when you have it in that mode, except for it's just up and down. It's not up, down, side, up, side, down.
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out.
you don't move it like that, but because you can go up and down, it feels pretty close. I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, that's 5 things that I like about this car. I guess I can come up with a video next time of 5 things that I dislike, but I really like this thing. There's a lot to love about it. I think if you're in the market for one, you should definitely give it a look. It won't disappoint you. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if it's your first time to the channel, feel free to subscribe for all the future content. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.